This spring, we did 35 fundraising auctions across the Southeast. Different cities, different causes, different people. But we took all the data from every single one of those events and trends started to emerge. Hi, my name is Erin Kienzle. I am founder and head auctioneer at Giving for Good Fundraising Auctions. Let's dive right into these numbers. Okay, remember this is just the first half of 2026, but you can see 35 events, 152 auction items, and on average, our events had 5 live items. Some had fewer, some had more, but 5 was the average. When we look at the revenue breakdown, this holds true year to year. The dark green is the paddle raise. So 68% of what we raised live in the room came from the mission moment, as it should. That's our biggest money maker. 32% came from the live auction. Those numbers are very similar to what we saw last year. Okay, let's get into what's really hot. What items sold above retail? Well, first of all, exclusive dining experiences. This has done well for like the last 3 years. Typically, this is a private dinner with a chef. It sold anywhere from 150 to 300% over retail value. That continues to do well. Why? Because it's exclusive. It's something you can only get that night. And it also does really well because frequently the chef will be so kind and so generous as to donate and do that experience 2 times. So we sell it twice. Here's the one that really surprised us: mission connected artwork. Now, I typically say that art sells at 60% of retail value. Not my favorite thing to do because it's so, specific, so personal. Mission connected art. We had 2 events that sold artwork done by children. One sold for $15,000, one sold for $20,000. Is that artwork worth that much? No, it's not done by anyone famous, but it's the story and the mission that sold it. So we always say if you have a mission piece, try it out with a good story. You can be shocked sometimes what people pay for that. And then another thing that surprised me, regional sports access. Usually in Charleston, we don't do a lot of sporting events. We just happen to have more of them this spring, and they did really well. I think that just goes in line with exclusive. You can only get it here right now. You get free drinks, you get concierge service, whatever it is, like exclusivity sells live on stage during an auction. Here's some other quick highlights. 87% of our top performing items were experiences, not physical items. We always say experiences tend to do the best. Another thing, the sweet spot. Where do most of our items sell? Anywhere between $3,000 to $8,000 was our sweet spot for when we said sold. Sure, we had a lot of things under that. We had several things over that, but 3 to 8 was the sweet spot, at least for the Southeast. Another nugget for you, consignment packages. They're not right for everyone, but if you want a premier experience or if you would like to sell multiples of something, consignment is the way to go. Our top performers were Mexico and the Caribbean, highest volume, followed by European travel. People really loved Greece, Tuscany, and Portugal this spring. Also, we had a couple adventure, exotic destinations like Belize, Africa, and Costa Rica. So quickly, the final takeaways before we move into fall fundraising season. Paddle raise, still king. It will always be king. That's where we make the most of our money. Dining dominates. We've seen that for several years. Stories sell art. Children's paintings did exceptionally well. Know your crowd. Just because I said something is generally good does not always mean that it's a good fit for your event. It's like golf. Sometimes golf is phenomenal for a crowd of golfers. Other times it's a big flop. So know your crowd. Lean into consignment if it's right for you. Do the math. If you'd like to sell multiples of packages, that's where you can make your money. And then item selection over volume. As I told you, a lot of our events, the majority only had 5 live auction items. The days of 10 auction items, 15 auction items are over. We're selecting fewer, better items, and we're making more money. So that's it for our auction data tracker. Guess what? If you're a client in 2026, you get full access to our complete auction data tracker. You can really dig into those numbers. And if you're not a client, we would love to work with you to maximize your fundraising. Please schedule a free discovery call at your convenience.